Arsenal preparing Bruno Guimarães undeniable bid. Video is powered by Think Landscaping. Think Landscaping are your number one portal. If at all you want to see to it that you obviously improve your outdoor space. Is it a garden? In there for you. Even if you want to plan for it, and design it too. So call them on those numbers. And you'll thank me later that Rokani, you've gone ahead to give me the deal of the summer in here onto what we call the Rokani Media Football. So smash the like button, comment, and share. If at all you're watching us for the very first time, endeavor to subscribe to this channel so as not miss out on stories that we do upload in here on a daily. Now, Arsenal went ahead to make their first signing of the summer, and it was Melia, right? And we went ahead and obviously broke the story in here, I think some 2-3 days ago, and now we are into the second phase of waiting for the second signing for the club of Arsenal. And who is that gonna be? Nobody knows, but it looks like it's a Bruno Guimarães transfer that is obviously aiming to obviously get to a level where it is really getting more exciting. And Fabrizio Romano has come up and told us the following, that Arsenal prepare a new official bid for Bruno Guimarães. Arteta wants him. 55 million pounds already rejected. Second approach at 65 million pounds package rejected too. A fee in between 65 million pounds and 90 million pounds could accelerate talks. Bruno told Newcastle last week that he wants Arsenal move but won't create issues, leaving decision in club hands. Now, Bruno Guimarães put in a transfer request that he wants to leave the club of Newcastle and go ahead and obviously play for the club of Arsenal in there for you. And obviously, if you're Newcastle and you've lost Anthony Gordon and Sandro Tonali, you don't have enough evidence to obviously present to a 28-year-old who is turning 29 years in November this year that he should stay at this particular club, to obviously see to it that he really pursues your dreams, because the dreams of Bruno Guimarães right now are to win something special like a Premier League and the Champions League. He knows to it that even at the Brazilian national team, his slot might not be safe if at all he doesn't make a move to Arsenal. André Santos has gone ahead to move to a club known as Man United. If he thrives there, and obviously Bruno Guimarães is playing at Newcastle, obviously André Santos will obviously get himself into the starting 11 of Brazil, and this guy might be dropped by Carlo Ancelotti. So Bruno Guimarães, I repeat, Bruno Guimarães knows to it that this is once in a lifetime opportunity. 3 seasons back, they wanted to sign him from Newcastle, I think. In his first season at Newcastle, Arsenal wanted to sign him, but they didn't. You understand? Even when he was at Lyon, before he came in through at Arsenal, Edu wanted to bring in Bruno Guimarães at the club of Arsenal. But all that happened, and he would choose Newcastle over Arsenal, in any way, because he was still young. And we're speaking of 2022, January. How many years? 4 years back, meaning that he was around 24, 25 years of age. But right now, there is no taking a chance, I tell you. He cannot take any more chances as Bruno Guimarães, because as it stands, Arsenal can look out for another midfielder. And Bruno Guimarães sees this as the only opportunity for him to go in and really play that side. His partner in crime who left Newcastle and went into Tottenham Hotspur, that is Sandro Tonali, was the favorite for Arsenal, but I think he called in for huge money. And I know Bruno Guimarães will call in for like £200,000 a week, a new contract that Newcastle is trying to obviously give him. And I do believe that this story was put out by his agent, that Newcastle have gone ahead to put out a contract worth £200,000. And Arsenal is like, all right, Bruno Guimarães wants £200,000. Tonali wants 275. Why should I? Why should we not go in for Bruno Guimarães, who is earning £200,000 a week? Because at a club like Arsenal, the minimum a top player should be earning should be £250,000 a week. That is it. So they've gone ahead to obviously see that happen now. The bid that Arsenal is planning to obviously put on the table of Newcastle is between 65 million pounds and I think 75. Though Fabrizio tells us that this deal might go until 90 million pounds. So 65 and 90. That's where the negotiations are. And I do think that Arsenal will table a bid of like 70 million pounds and add-ons of like 10. You know, but if I'm taking in Bruno Guimarães at 90 and I'm Arsenal, I do the deal. I do the deal because if you are a top club, what makes you stand out, you know, out of the rest is you being able to come in through and obviously spend 100 million pounds per season on a single player. That's what I mean. When you look at Man City, ever since they started bringing in, who else? What's the name of that guy? Whom they bought from? They bought him from Aston Villa, Jack Grealish. How many 100 million players have they gone ahead to sign? You understand? I think Jack Grealish. There is this guy. What's his name? There is this guy. What's his name? I'm forgetting his name. Elliot Anderson is in for that. Jesco Vardio came in through for 85 million euros. Reinders, I think 70, 80 million euros from AC Milan. Jesco Vardio. I've talked about Jesco Vardio. Reinders. Omar Mamosh. So, you should be able to spend between 80 to 100 million pounds on a player in a single season. That's what you should be doing. So, that's what elite teams are really doing. So, Arsenal, I don't think that Arteta will allow them to lose this player because he is the perfect alternative for Declan Rice in that midfield, I tell you. And if at all you want to obviously run what we call a midfield show of intensity and quality, plot these two in the double pivot. Bruno Guimarães and Declan Rice. You will see what they call football in there for you. And I've also gone ahead to let you know that the club of Arsenal knows it very well that Declan Rice was played last season when he's injured. He's at the English national team, is injured. So he needs to rest. So with Bruno Guimarães out of the World Cup, that's why Arsenal have gone ahead to obviously speed up this. And you remember that before he came out of the World Cup, there were talks, but they are not obviously advancing. And that takes you back to why Arsenal need Lisandro Tonali. They need to eat that Declan Rice won't be very effective for the first half of the season at the club of Arsenal, and they needed a Premier League proven player to obviously do that role for a player known as Declan Rice. And I tell you, at the beginning of the season, you might see Arsenal's double pivot having Zubimendi, Bruno Guimarães, Mikel Merino, Bruno Guimarães, Lewis Kelly, Zubimendi. Declan Rice will be given some time to rest, and I think after the World Cup, he might even be given the entire August. He might return. I tell you, he might return because the World Cup ends on the 19th. 8 days from now. Now, after the 19th, to Arsenal's first competitive game for me, I think the Community Shield, that is going to be played on 22nd. I think it's going to play around the 14th, 15th, 16th that weekend. You know, that will be like a month. I don't think that he'll be ready even to kick a ball for the club of Arsenal. So I do believe that Arsenal are like, let's get in players who are really out of the World Cup, such that they get enough rest, join us, and obviously start up the season with us, and see to it that Declan Rice will join us when he has rested enough in there for you. Now, let's get to Vinicius Jr. Almost 4 years later, and once again thinking about what to write about a frustration in World Cup, I saw so many people of all ages supporting me, embracing a dream that it could be unfair to remain silent, but I needed a few days to reflect. Wearing the national team jersey is the greatest pride of my life, and leaving a World Cup in the round of 16 is a feeling that's hard to explain. I know how much I prepared, how much I focused, how much I wanted this for you, for my family. The feeling of frustration is absurd. We had a group strong enough to do more, and we couldn't. I apologize, and I'm going to fight for a dream of returning to the top of the world. Now, Vinny, I think a lot won't obviously rotate on him, but a lot will rotate on the supportive cast at the Brazilian national team. I think Brazil need a number 10 that can obviously do the needful and obviously make things happen. I tell you, because it won't obviously end there. They need a supportive number 10 who will come in through and obviously make the likes of the Rafinhas, Vinis very active. And to me, I think the choice is wrong. It can't be Lucas Paqueta. No, I don't think that Brazil's number 10 should be Lucas Paqueta. This is why, obviously, by the thoughts of many, that why not use João Pedro as a number 10 for the side of Brazil in the FA? Because he's good on the ball, he will carry it, he's good at taking off players, and so on and so forth. But looks like the manager never went ahead, obviously, give him a chance. And the injury of Estavo, I think, did them bad when they're going to England in the World Cup, because I think Estavo would have gone ahead to do a better job than Ryan and is it called Enrique, who plays in Moscow in there for you. So I do believe that when you look at the club, like a team like Brazil, if you want Vini to operate, you need a very good number 10. You get? And I think that number 10 should be looked for to see to it that he makes that number 10 should be looked for to make some good changes in there for you. And that number 10 is one of the things that Brazil has always had in plenty, you know, those number 10s of Brazil, you know, they've been very plenty in there for in the market. But this era, you can't point out many. That is the worrying bit of it all. You understand? So we leave it at that. Now let's get to Xabi Alonso. Getting to the side of Chelsea. For the very, very first time, the man known as Xabi Alonso has come up and obviously said the following. You know, the potential of the team and the squad made me really excited. It's beautiful to find a squad to work with, create a football idea, bring excitement to the stadium, and connect with the fans. Obviously, many have not given Alonso a chance at Chelsea, but I tell you, Chelsea is one of the teams that really has a very beautiful squad. What they have to do is to trim that squad. How? Get in your top players, like the cream de la cream, 22, 24, 25, 26 players in there for you. When you get those, obviously, you know to it that you're going to work with these players until the season comes to an end. For example, if I'm to read Alonso's mind, in goal, I think he'll look out for a goalkeeper. Sanchez is not an Alonso kind of goalkeeper, right? Right back, Rich James. Left back, I think Hato. Left-sided centre-back, Levi Colwill. Right-sided centre-back, Fofana. Double pivot, obviously, he'll use Enzo and Caicedo. 10, he will go in for Carl Palmer. Right attacking midfielder, Estavo. Left attacking midfielder, he might go in for Gittens or a player called Pedro Neto in there for you. Leading the line, João Pedro. I think that team is good enough to play you one Premier League game a week. The other players might be brought in to do the outing in the Carabao Cup and FA Cup. That is it. But I do believe Alonso has a very beautiful squad, and they're also trying to make signings in there for you. Things that I do believe will go the right way in there for you, because he's a good manager, and if he's given a chance to obviously operate at full wavelength, I tell you, he will do the needful in there for you. So, thank you guys for watching in through your reactions to Guimarães' undeniable bid prepared by Arsenal. A welcome in the comment section below, right? And allow me say that I've gone ahead to come to the start of the end of the video, but even, what's his name? Vinicius Jr.'s apology to the Brazilian fans. Brazilian fans, are you taking it or not? And lastly, Alonso and Chelsea. Do you think he'll obviously do a very good job at Chelsea? In there for you. Rokani David remains my name. I'm signing out. See you later. I love you. And England coming up with Norway. Erling Haaland versus McGahey. Rice versus Odegaard. That is it.